Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, previewing for you the projects that I will be working on in the coming weeks, and some of the stuff that's recently arrived in my shop, and we'll take a look at the ones that have a certain interest. Maybe I haven't done them in the video catalogs and the like, and we'll get those started. And if you liked what you see and you want to see the videos that I do, then please hit the subscription button, and when you hit the subscription button, hit the notifications, and that way you won't miss any of the episodes that I plan to do. First one came in from Joe. This is a 309 pier, and something went wrong with the reel, and somebody decided they were going to take everything out of the level line guide. So we're missing both side plate bearings, the worm gear, the line guide, the pawl, and my suspicion is, without opening up the reel, that the cause of the issue was a broken idler gear. So I had to go and order all of those parts, and Joe asked me to put it back so that the line guide functions, and we're going to do that. And sure enough, my friends at Mystic Parts, there we go, Mystic Parts, just delivered the parts that I need to complete that project. So that'll be one of my top ones, because we've been waiting on that for the parts in order to complete that reel for Joe. So the rest of these are all new. They just kind of showed up at my doorstep. And let's see what also awaits the coming week. This one came in from Alan, and Alan is in South Carolina. And Alan is sending me an Okuma. Okay, so we have the Okuma Titus. It's the 80. This is a lever drag reel. I think what he said was, I'm not sure what he said it was. It's possible that we don't have a drag in this, or that's what it is. It's not going into free spool. If you're all the way over here in free spool, you'll notice that the handle is still turning. That's not a condition that should be happening. So we're going to go, I did this as a video already. I may do this one. He had asked me, do you have a missing decal over here, if that was important to reel performance. It is not important to reel performance. You don't have to go chase a replacement one. If it really bothered you a lot, you can put a piece of tape over it, electrician's tape or something, but that's not an integral part of the performance of this reel. So we've got an Okuma Titus. I'll probably do that one. This one comes in from Jeff in Virginia. Let's see what Jeff has sent me. He sent me another one of these boxes I can't open. People get creative. It's interesting on this one. The post office has a regional rate box A, which is bigger than this box, and it's less cost. So if you're thinking of shipping a reel in, try that. So Jeff has sent me a Jigmaster. We've done plenty of Jigmasters. This is the older burgundy side plate, made in the USA. This one's in beautiful condition, and for whatever reason this one is not turning, but we'll figure that out for Jeff. Just take a peek here, see what we might find when we open this up. Well, the handle side is turning fine, so there's something going on in here with the spool. Very odd. Very odd. Okay. Well, it may just be the way I was doing this that we didn't have it, but let's just give that one more test here, and we'll see. Yeah. Wow. That might be a frame issue. I'm looking, I think it is a frame issue. As I'm looking here, we got a big gap in the back of this, and we have the spool actually buried on this side. So I think we have a frame issue. And just looking at that, it doesn't look square. It looks like it's kind of running downhill here. So no doubt it's a frame issue. We just did one on frame twist with Jigmasters. We'll do the same if we have to. We'll go get the reel seat, maybe move over and do the crossbars to the solid crossbars now, and see if we can't help Jeff out with that one. Okay, next one comes up from Ronald. He's in New Hampshire. So again, getting a good cross-country representation again. Joe, who I'm doing that 309 for, is from Washington. That's all I'm from South Carolina. Here's New Hampshire. We have a nice Quantum XR. I've done these. Looks like we have a bail issue with this one. There's no springing back and forth, so these are hard to find parts for. We'll see if we can make that one. He says he's put the parts in with me. All right, well, if we have the parts, we should be able to make that one work again. And this one looks like a Mitchell in here. So as I mentioned, the best way to see the ones that I plan to do is to subscribe. But if you have some questions, or if you have some comments, please leave them in the comments section. I do try to respond to all. And this one is a Daiwa. Seems to be working. We don't have an anti-reverse override on this one. That's stuck for whatever reason. That's okay if you don't want to backpedal your reel. This is the Daiwa 4300. Looks like it's had some use. The paint is flecking, the flecks of paint all over the place. We'll get that mechanically tuned. Hopefully we can resolve that anti-reverse. The good news is the anti-reverse is stuck on rather than being stuck off. If it was stuck off and you didn't have the parts, well, you couldn't use the reel. In this case, you just have to rely more on the drag and less on the traditional back pedal. Last one then is coming in from Ralph in Ohio. So we've covered the country, northeast, south, and west. Everybody's got representation. Ralph has sent me a handful of reels here. First one up, interestingly enough, is the 6500 Shimano Triton bait runner. I just serviced the 4500, and I just serviced the Triton SS4 for another customer. And from here up, the SS4 and the Triton are identical. And then down here, of course, we have a bait trip that enables you to back pedal and float bait on that. So we have a Triton bait feeder. And we may have two. Yep, we have a later edition with the metal spool. Also the 6500. And those of you that watch my channel know I consider these the best made bait feeders of any generation. They're just so nice, so well made, and so simple in design. I've dealt with some bait feeders that are absolute nightmares that break because they've been over-engineered. And then, of course, I've dealt with some of these that, like the Shimanos, where they're truly kind of a joy to work on. They rarely break, and that's a testament to their engineering and design. Finally, I have a group of reels. You see me do flea market finds every now and then. Well, I know a vendor at a flea market, and he handed me this bag the other day. It's his bag. He asked me if I could tune these up and get them back to him. No particular schedule, but I told him, of course, I could. He said that somebody approached him at the market, had a whole bunch of poles and these reels attached to them, and they're in pretty tough condition. But he wanted to know if I could help him out with that. So the first one up, I'll probably do this one just because I like to do a variety of reels. This is a Zebco Slingshot 20 size reel. It's working fine. I am noticing that we have a pretty good amount of sand here, so somebody's been playing in the sandbox. You can kind of see it all there. Hopefully it didn't get underneath. It certainly got into the override switch here. But we'll do that. We'll show you. I like to do all sorts of reels. Just because somebody has got an inexpensive reel where if you were to charge a normal rate to repair it, it wouldn't be worth it. It'd be disposable. Yeah, I get that. But if you're doing it at home, you avoid the labor costs, and you can keep a reel like this working. So we'll do a video on this one just because of that. Here's a 304 Mitchell. Love these reels. I've done a lot of videos on it. He said these were stored in an attic or someplace, maybe a rafter in a basement. It kind of shows that. It might be mold. I'm not sure. There's certainly a lot of stuff that says it hasn't been fishing in 20 or 30 years. This one seems to work fine. I'm noticing that it's got an incorrect screw here, so it's probably affecting bail operation on this one. But otherwise, as long as it's turning, we should be able to find that screw and put this one back so that he can sell that in the aftermarket. Here's another nice example. It's the Mitchell 308. This one's missing the adjuster button up top. There's a little tightness here. We got to go check that planetary gear out. There's something going on inside here. It's getting hung on that stroke. Something's amiss with this reel because I'm not noticing, if you're noticing, we don't have an oscillation here. So somebody may have been inside this reel trying to figure out how to make the oscillation go and missed it with the little block in that. So we'll probably do this as a project just to get that restored. Here's the good old-fashioned Mitchell 300. This one's been around, as many of you know, forever. You wouldn't know that this was just stored in an attic or a basement or a rafter of a ceiling of a garage or wherever it may be. We have a faulty bail. Many of you already know the answer to this one. Looks like the bail spring is fine. I'm looking at it here. You can see the bail spring is nested where it should. There is some movement on it, but not a lot. And of course the answer to that is just spray that down with penetrating oil, because it's probably just clogged with dirt and the like and needs to be worked on. And then we have a good old-fashioned Zebco 202 reel, probably a reel that many of us have grown up fishing. Well, this one's hardly turning. Again, I'm going to think storage, and think storage that this thing hasn't been fished in many years. The greases have all dried out. It's become tight. There's a little bit of movement in the handle, but not a lot. I haven't done one of these, so why not? Maybe if I get the time, we'll do a video on that one as well. So that's the upcoming projects for the week. I hope you stay tuned to watch them. Thank you to our first responders and essential personnel and all the people that are keeping us safe during the pandemic. I'm trying to do my little part here by keeping us with our minds off the pandemic for a while, just by kind of spending some time doing some fishing reels, showing you how to make those work. Again, questions on these reels or any reel in particular, please leave them in the comments section. And finally, if you have a reel that needs repair and you're interested in me having to do those services for you, then contact me by email on the business card that follows. I'll be happy to provide you with that repair information. So this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Please stay well, stay fishing, stay watching, and have a great day.